everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori and I'm the face behind Entretejidos Crochet, and we are starting up part 2 of writing, designing, and everything involving pattern writing times 4, because I'm working on 4 different patterns, and I don't think it'd be quite as overwhelming if it were like, oh, 4 different plushie patterns. But we have very different patterns. So I'm working on 2 plushie patterns and 2 wearable / home decor patterns. Or yeah, because personally I describe blankets as wearables because you wear them, well, you put them on. And I also feel like, but I guess it could also be home decor, so I don't know. But regardless if they are 3 different categories or 2 different categories of patterns that I'm working on, it is very overwhelming, particularly since I wish I could like work on one and finish it, but I keep getting called back to the other pattern, which is kind of why, even though this would be the 2nd week that I'm working on them, I'm still working on them. However, I have made some headway with at least 2 of them, which I believe will be the next that are going to be worked on. So let me show you what I've done, and I'm gonna start with the one that I'm most excited about, which is the blanket. I mean, I'm excited about all of them, but for some reason, seeing how the blanket is coming together, that the code that I cracked has worked out and it's looking amazing. Yeah. Anyways, let me just show you. By the way, this week it's all about allergies. So if I sound a bit stuffy, it's because of that. You've been forewarned. So look at it. And I'm amazed at how fast it's working up. This, I don't know how. I'm making it sort of twin sized, but I'm not sure. I believe it could be like 40-ish inches across, if I'm not mistaken. About 44 inches wide. I was kind of spot on with guessing the size. And I worked up about 5 inches in length in about 3 hours. I can't say exactly how much it was because it was something that I started. I started it on Sunday afternoon, and as I was spending time with my parents and with my family at the park, and then even like writing in the car and whatnot, I was also working on it. So I would guess around 3 hours. But the fact is that once you set up this would be the second row, depending on how you count things. If I don't count the chain, this would be row 1 and then row 2. After you do the 2nd row, row number 3 is everything and anything that you're going to repeat until the end. It's very much a mindless project, and I can't wait to finish it. I did finally cake up all the balls of yarn that I frogged from the other blanket that I had started. So we're making good progress. In the bin, I also have the hook that I'm using. So I started out with making the chain with an 8mm crochet hook, which you see it doesn't pucker up anymore. And then I sized down to a 7mm. So, and the fact that it's chunky yarn with a big hook, it's going to work up pretty fast. And I'm also excited about the color scheme and how I'm going to organize the colors. So here are the colors. This is terracotta, rose, and antique lace or antique white. Somewhere around there. And I noticed as I was caking up the yarn that I have more of the rose and the terracotta than I do of the white. So I'm thinking of doing bigger stripings or stripes. Stripings? Like, what is that? So I'm thinking about doing bigger stripes of the terracotta and pink and the rose one with a smaller stripe of the white in between. I'm just excited. I really am for this because I know it's going to look gorgeous. And I also know that if I do really commit to it, I might be able to finish it in a week. Maybe not this week, but in a week. Hopefully. So the other thing that I've been working on, and I also finally cracked the hide the seam, because I know that sometimes seams are a part of the project, but if I can find a way to take it out or just make it less noticeable, that's what I'm gonna try and do. But I finally worked it out. It is still there, but it's something that I'm okay with. Plus, it makes the project look kind of finished. I don't know. This is not finished. I still need to, I'm probably going to do 2 more rounds after, yeah. So this is where I finished 1, so I'm gonna add 2 more rounds because I'm thinking about making this into like a placemat, because I really need some placemats. So this is for my son and he loves green, and I'm double stranding Lion Brand's 24/7 cotton yarn. This time around though, I'm using a 7mm crochet hook because I kind of like it to be a bit more stretchy. And I fixed the seam, and now the little circles look, they almost look like they're continuous circles. So I'm very much happy for that. I was able to get it to be this big in about half an hour. So once I finish it today, I'll take final photos and I'll post the tester call for this. Since I'm only asking for 1 coaster to be made, I think I'm gonna set the testing time for like a week, and then we can have this out by next week. And I'll also add into the pattern, if you want to make the pattern as like a cup coaster, this is the amount of repeats you would have to do. If you want to make a placemat, this is how you can achieve it. And then just like give some options and some ideas as to how you can make the pattern in whatever size you want and make it look very good. But you know, progress, though I have made a bunch of progress, it has been a bit slow because I'm also pattern testing. I should, like, if I'm working on 4 of my own patterns, I should probably stop pattern testing, but I can't because I love testing new patterns. I love helping out other crochet pattern designers. One of the items that I finished recently is this little guy you see over here. That's Goku, and the pattern is by Woolly Tunes. I believe at the time that this video is up, it'll be released. So if it is, it'll be linked down below. And because I'm telling you, I can't stay away from her patterns, I'm working up, and I just realized, oh my goodness, I need to frog some pattern, some rows, some rounds. Okay, so this is the makings of Harry Potter. I made great progress yesterday, but I just realized I need to fix it. Yeah, I need to flip this arm forward, because right now one thumb is facing forward, the other one is facing back. So yeah, I kind of need to fix that. The other thing that I also pattern tested was a flamingo, Phoebe the flamingo. I'll include a picture here, for Crochet Crafts by Haley. Hopefully, like I haven't signed up for any other pattern test other than Sailor Moon by Woolly Tunes if I do get picked. So hopefully by getting this last pattern test out, I should be able to just focus on getting my patterns out. I was aiming for having the turtle pattern already set for before Valentine's Day, but since the focus for the pattern is not strictly Valentine's Day, it's more spring, I'm okay with it being ready more towards like early February. The other pattern that I'm not working on it per se, I am like, it's in the back burner, so to speak, is the firefly. I already have my notes written out. I just need to work up the prototype. The look for the lightning bug is going to be based off of my Lolita ladybug, but different so that it looks more like a lightning bug than a ladybug, if that makes sense. But that is like, if I were to rate the patterns as like finished, the coaster is very much like maybe 85% finished and ready to head over to testers. The blanket, I would say, is about, yeah, like 40%, because I haven't, even though I have the pattern written up, I don't have the final pictures because I don't have a final product. After that, we have the turtle at like 25%. And the firefly probably at like 5%. Anywho, we will work on it. We will get these patterns ready whenever they want, because sometimes I've had to catch myself and say like, hey, you know, like, wait, hold on, take a breath. You're not in competition against anyone. It's not a race. The only person you're racing against is yourself. So the patterns will be ready when they're ready. And that's just something that I need to keep reminding myself of, because I don't want to get stressed out with something that I love to do. In other news, since I'm pattern testing Harry Potter, I'm not going to give him blue eyes. I am going to give him, according to the books, he has green eyes like his mother. I made some eyes. I know I have some mixes. I have the eyes from Sailor Jupiter, which are green. I have Lake Waters. But when I think of the eyes that Harry Potter has in the books, I think it's more of a mixture between Jupiter and lake waters, and I just came up with them. Here they are, and I added some blue glitter just to like merge Harry's eyes in the movie with the green eyes from the book. And I also added some other sparkly goodness into it. And these will be listed on my Etsy because hey, I already made up the mix. Also, since I did get an order for safety eyes, I did have to update my mermaid eyes. Unfortunately, when the buyer purchased, it was the old colors. So I'm gonna have to message them to see if they're still interested in the revamped mermaid eyes, because the mermaid eyes got a bit into the original mix. I did add some more of the same glitter, but also added another sort of glitter layer to it. And now, instead of looking like blue and purple, we have blue, purple, and green in it. We also have a little bit of like a translucent purple color in the background. So I need to update the listing. From time to time, I do have to go back into the listings and update the photos, because sometimes when I go to purchase the glitters, it's not available anymore. So I have to switch out, and since I create my own glitter mixes, sometimes the glitter mix isn't the same one. So in order for me to maintain consistency in terms of what you see is what you get in terms of the listing pictures, I have to go in, and when I get new glitter, I have to see if it's the same sort of mix, like the mix comes out the same way, and then work on it. I had not done so for the mermaid ones. So that's something that I need to do. But here they are, kind of side by side. And you can see they look so amazing together. I love it. All right, so that's the update so far. Hopefully today I will get to finish Harry Potter. At least the goal that I have for right now is to fix the arm and to work up his body. Because the other things, I can pick them up and work on them little by little, because I still have a couple of days before I have to turn in my notes. But I feel like after I have the body done, everything else will be just pretty quick to make. And then from there, I hope to finish this up and hopefully get the tester call out soon. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'll catch up in a little bit and see how much I've been able to do. Bye. Check-in time, not checkup. This isn't a doctor's office. So I did finish the placemat sized placemat. Why do I struggle with words? Anywho, so here it is. I can guess it's about 8 inches around, and for me that's a nice size, because all I want to do is protect the table from the edge or the rim of the plates. And I even made a matching coaster. I will try and link the video to where I showed you when I made a placemat. And I was surprised because I did, if you can see it right there, there I have the little balls of yarn that were left over from the entire placemat that I had made previously. So that rectangular placemat. So I was able to make a placemat and a coaster from the same amount of yarn from that rectangular placemat. Seriously, I know how to speak, but I don't know. I did take final photos for these, and I'm just about to pop in the last notes. As I'm working another one up, I'm writing down the pictures that I should take of the different steps, because this one, even though it's the same stitch, well, all three, it's the same stitch all around. It's where you place it. And we work in the back loop, we work in the front loops, we work through both loops and in the third loop. So crazy. And then the other progress that I was able to make is the eyes don't go there. They're just there because I wanted to see how it would look all around, like with all the other colors that have been added to Harry so far. I know. So here he is. I fixed the arm. I added the collar that we have, and I just added all the increased rounds for the head. And look at this. I love how it looks. I just want to finish him. But before I can do that, I would really like to get this pattern out to my not to my testers, to put out a tester call for it. And I'm gonna work up, hopefully, another placemat and coaster for the other member of another one of my sons. And we'll go from there. Hopefully, if I do get the placemat and coaster out today, I should be relaxing in front of the TV this evening and working on the blanket. I just love being productive. I really do. I love how things just come together. And to recap from the part one of this video, it's all coming together. It's definitely pattern writing. It's very much trust the process. If you love the idea that you have in your brain and you're ready to commit to it, it's all about just getting it done. Just like, okay, I want this look. What stitches and where can I place these stitches to make that idea come to life? So yeah, that's my update. Hopefully next time I will have some other cuties finished and ready to show you. I will also include a few snippets of the BTS, behind the scenes of taking the final photos and adding them to the pattern, and also to see how I make my tester call. I use Canva for everything. So I use Canva for writing out my pattern, for the thumbnail, for making the thumbnail for YouTube, for making the thumbnails for my listings on Etsy, and for a bunch of other things. But among them, I also use it to make like the picture for the tester call, for the tester appreciation posts. So much. I'll see you in the next update. time. So I've made some progress in basically all of my patterns. And like the fact that I was able to do that, it's just mind-blowing for me. So in terms of the coaster pattern, it's all done. It's off with the testers, and my testers, like within an hour of sharing the pattern with them, they already had notes, they already had the coasters done. To show for that, to make sure that my pattern was just like down pat, I made 2 more. I just need to weave in the ends. I made this one in like a placemat size and this one in a coaster size. So for reference, if you were to make all 3, this is like what they would look like. Yep. So that pattern is done. Remember last update, I was like, oh, this is like 90% done, or this one is like this. So I'm gonna try and bring you up to speed as to like what progress I was able to make. I made some progress on my turtle, and I know it looks a little bit wonky, like it has a big head, but trust the process for this. And in the last update, I shared that she was headless. Like this was all that I had. I finally made the head, attached it, added stuffing, closed her up, and I made some headway with the toppings, if you will. So we have a sunflower, a geranium, and a daisy. So far we have 3 flowers. We have the start of a lavender sprig. I just need to work out the little leaf and then add it to a little flower poker skewer thing. They are not finished, but we are getting a mini bee and a derpy little frog to add, because this pattern very much is going to be like a mix and match and add as you will. And I'm thinking of adding a little pouch, so that a pouch that you can take off and add if you want, that you can fill with like candy or like little toys and whatnot. Sadly though, the lightning bug pattern hasn't had any sort of update, because like I just have the notes. I haven't worked on it at all, since I really want to get these that already have quite a bit of progress and update to them to like push it out. Plus, the lightning bug is going to be part of a crochet along that I signed up for. More details on that later on. And we will get bugs. We will get bugs. I did write out the idea, or like the stitches and whatnot, for a bee. I know bees are like, it's bees. We have a lot of bees out there, but the idea I have in my mind is going to be, hopefully it'll be different. And then the other thing that I was able to update and work on and actually type up almost completely, because I haven't been able to make the last row, like to finish off the project. But look at all the progress I've been able to make. In the fast forward, or the time lapse you saw, I was able to add 3 rows in 31 minutes. So the fact that it works up fast is another bonus. And just look at that crisp edge. I love this. I've been sending my sister-in-law a little like, oh, this is how it's going, and she's like, oh my goodness, I love that so much. Anywho, so as you see here, this terracotta stripe will be as wide as this, whereas the white one is going to be slightly smaller. The reason for that, as I explained in the earlier update, is because of the amount of each color that I have. But I think it's going to look very, very pretty. all together like that. And just like, look at that. I love it. I can't wait to keep at it. And the progress that I was able to make, that's not good. This little piece of yarn fell into my coffee. Some things just don't mix. So the progress that I was able to make, other than like adding length to the blanket, was that since I noticed that it was working up the way that I wanted to, I went ahead and typed in the notes, everything that I had so far. And then hopefully once I'm done with the blanket, I will add that final row, add that to the pattern and send it off to testers while I work up another one. And I'm thinking I'm gonna work that one up in worsted weight yarn just to see how the pattern translates across different yarn and hook sizes. It's supposed to be the same because I wrote out the multiples, and you would just have to like measure out how wide you would want the blanket to be, and then chain the multiples needed until you get that size. But you know, just to keep it, you know, a bit fresh, and to also be like, if I was able to make 6 Lolita ladybugs because I just loved my pattern, I might not be able, or might not have the time in the time that I plan to release the pattern to make 6 different blankets with the same pattern, but at least to show that I've been able to work it up in different yarns and yarn textures and hook sizes to get different results. That's my update up until now. Hopefully by the time the everything I made in February video comes out, we will have most of these items finished, or if not all of the items finished. I do not plan on making another update or like part 2 video or part 3, if I'm not mistaken, part 3 of this like pattern writing craziness sort of topic, because I don't want to get a bit too redundant and a bit like, okay, so this is what we did. So I hope that by taking you on this fun and crazy, chaotic experience, that you've been able to catch a glimpse of how, like, everything that goes into pattern writing and like the chaos that comes with pattern writing and having a lot of patterns being worked up at the same time that I'm pattern testing and making other plushies and all that stuff, because again, we just love crochet chaos around here. So thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you back soon with another video. Till then, bye.